we all appreciated it when Solange did it, but for everyone else, like, oh, y'all can keep it. Hey, girlfriends, welcome to another episode of Girlfriends and Goals. We're your hosts, Miosha
and Samaria.
This podcast is a space where we'll talk about friendships, life goals, a little bit of pop culture, and all things womanhood.
Our top goal this year is to grow our podcast audience. So if you're new here or you're an avid listener of this podcast, make sure to subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating, write a review, and be sure to share this episode with a girlfriend or two. Today's topic is just going to be a fun one because it is wedding season. And Miosha actually just celebrated a big anniversary. So we figured, why not talk about some of the wedding trends that we love and hate? And so we're going to go through a few and try to figure out if they're ones that we love or hate. And we'd love to hear your thoughts as well, of course. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at Girlfriends and Goals Podcast so you can share your thoughts on this topic. All right. I'll let you say your first one so I can figure out if it's something you love or hate.
Okay. My first trend is the over-the-top wedding party entrances. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to group this in here with it, but any type of performative dance that's out of the norm by the bride and groom, them just doing the most.
Okay, so you mean like the dances where the groom is sitting down and the bride and her bridal party do like a Beyonce dance?
That too. Okay. That can be grouped in that, even if it's just the bride and groom doing like a synchronized dance. I don't know. But the entrances as well, with like the bridal party, not so much maybe taking the garter off. I would say that that's pretty routine depending on how it's done, but more so the bridal party entrances that are really over the top.
Yeah.
The bride and groom, I've seen some videos where they're doing acrobatic, throwing people up in the air, lifting people up, people are falling.
There's this girl who does choreography for those types of moments. So I was like, get your bag, sis, because it's something that's, I guess, coming more common. I don't know.
Yeah. So now you have to guess if I love it or hate it.
To me, it's clear that you hate it. Just based on how you're talking about it, like the way you say over the top. I've never heard anybody say over the top when it was a positive. So maybe that's what. So I think you hate it.
I do. And I will say that, like you mentioned, the lady, she does choreography and practice, but some people don't take advantage of the choreography and practice. And I don't know, I love watching like wedding fail videos. So I don't know, maybe I've watched way too many of them where, it seems like maybe people come up with the idea and then maybe when the bridal party is all together at like the rehearsal, they kind of talk about it, maybe practice it once or twice, and then they're implementing it like the next day at the wedding.
I saw one recently where they had the bridesmaids who knew the dance really, really great at the front, and then the ones who were on the struggle bus at the back, but the videographer had, I guess, one of those things where you can see on top of everybody, and so you could see them messing up in the back. So it didn't really work out, but the girls in the front were killing it though. Like,
how does that conversation even go? Oh, you didn't practice? Oh,
right.
You're gonna have to go to the back.
I mean, it was crazy because they were in like 2 lines, and at the back they weren't even keeping the line straight. Like, that's how bad it was. Like,
and those are the ones that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So I had something similar, but it is actually something that I love, and that was the bridal party entrances.
Okay. So that would be a love for you.
It is, but I understand the over the top ones, not necessarily. I don't like choreographed dances at weddings. I feel like I don't know.
It's not a concert.
It's not, but I understand that there are people who like dance for a living and that's their thing. So
Mhm.
I think for me it's just a thing where it's not for me.
Oh
You
yeah. And
know?
that's all of the ones that we
Yeah,
will
that's what I
give
was
it.
gonna
We
say
don't want.
today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one that I want you to to guess whether I like or not.
Mhm.
Um, Unplugged weddings. Do you know what that is?
Mm-mm.
It's where they take your phone and you
Oh.
can't, yeah, so you can't record or take pictures. They check you at the door or wherever and say, hey, this is an unplugged wedding, please cut your phone off or please turn in your phone. So that's a trend, and now you have to figure out whether I like it or hate it.
I think you'd like that.
Do you? Why?
I don't think you personally would like to go without your phone because you will be disciplined to not pull it out if they ask. Like, hey, like no pictures during the ceremony because it's hard to get good pictures when everyone has their phones up. So
Hmm.
I think you could appreciate maybe saving certain moments without it automatically going on social media from
Hmm.
everyone, but I don't think you'd like enjoy not having your phone for hours.
Got you.
But because I know that you could be disciplined to abide by what they're asking, but we know
Yeah.
people don't. So,
Yeah, I like the idea of unplugged weddings.
ooh,
Oh,
I knew it.
yeah, I do. I mean, I think just cutting the phone off is enough, right? But having to take people's phone, I think, is a little bit overboard, and it can cause like some confusion in the future if people don't get their things back or whatever. But I do like the idea of being in the moment, because like now you see people's like most precious moments and everybody just has the phone out, and I just
Mhm.
hate seeing that. I love a good memory, I love documenting things, but I think there's a time and place for it, and I don't know that a wedding ceremony
Mhm.
is the place for that. So yeah, that's why I am in favor, more so in favor than not, of unplugged weddings.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't know though that people were taking people's phones at weddings. I have not been to a wedding like that. All
Yeah.
the weddings I've been to though, they've asked people to not have your phones out, maybe during pictures or the ceremony, but
Yeah.
there's always a few that don't listen. So
Yeah, you can't control people's action. Well, you can try, but yeah,
yeah.
you can't control people's actions. Okay.
Okay.
What's your
Okay.
next one?
My next one is a multi-event wedding weekend. And this
Hmm.
is where it's not necessarily a destination wedding, but it's
Hmm.
where the bride and groom will make an event of the entire weekend.
Hmm.
Not so much having like a traditional wedding and then I guess the white wedding the next day, more so for you come in on a Friday, we have this event planned.
Hmm.
Saturdays, the wedding, Sunday is brunch, we all go home. So they basically making an entire wedding event over the course of 3 days, but not three separate wedding ceremonies or rehearsal dinners. They go out of their way to plan additional events for people to attend.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think you would like this. I think you enjoy like well planned events. I think you enjoy things that are executed in that way. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that you would like this.
I would,
Okay.
specifically also if I've traveled out of town for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice when you get somewhere to not have to think about, well, how am I going to fill my time? Or say
Mm.
you're with other people who've traveled in and you do want to spend more time, but you have already been coordinating getting there, that maybe you don't have the time and energy to plan out what you're going to do while you're there. So I could definitely appreciate it if I've traveled in. Um, I also will say though that um, if it were mandatory, I could kind of understand like if that would just be a lot for some people. If the bride and groom were expecting like, oh, you're going to be available for every single thing that we have planned. So long as there's flexibility and understanding there, just because you might be tired or have other things going on, especially if it's in your hometown. So hopefully they'd be understanding of that. But otherwise, if I'm in a different city than home, definitely count me in on this.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said if it's mandatory, because if it's mandatory, automatically, immediately no. Immediately no. Because I am more of a, especially if I'm traveling out of town, I don't want to have to do anything. This is not a family reunion, you know? So give me that flexibility. But I do understand what you're saying. Like, for people who might not have things to do or they're looking to fill their time, absolutely.
Mhm.
Like, we have these things planned. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would be pretty cool. Maybe not every single day, but if they do like the Saturday, Sunday, or
Mhm.
the Friday, Saturday, yeah, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
All right. So my next thing is the all white bridal party. So where the bridesmaids also have on white, and then of course like the bride also has on white. But yeah, that's my next trend that I'm seeing.
Okay, I'm gonna say you're not with it.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't
why
think that
don't you?
you would. Well, I don't know. You like, I don't want to say colorful things, but I just don't know that it's, I guess, your style for everyone to be in one color,
Mm,
especially not all white. I think we all appreciated it when Solange did it.
yes, wasn't it beautiful?
Yeah, but for everyone else, I don't know. I feel like you think like, oh, y'all can keep it.
Okay, so yes, I'm not necessarily here for it. I've seen people where it's like, oh, the bridal party does look beautiful, right? So I haven't seen one where it's like, oh, they look so janky. I think for me, it's just the whole like color scheme that I'm like, oh, I wish there was something else going on here. So yeah, I don't love this one. Have I seen it done well a couple of times, but I still don't like it.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is one that I can do without. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Yeah.
Just
So,
give us something different, I think. Well,
yeah.
I guess it is different, but in my opinion, it's not the good type of different.
All right. So my next one is a bride having multiple outfit changes
Okay. What's
throughout this
multiple? Like, give me a number.
two or more.
Really?
hmm Obviously, some people may have their ceremony dress, and then for the reception, they'll have a different dress. But I've been seeing where even throughout the reception, they're coming back out with the third and fourth dress. So
Hmm. I have been seeing that as well. I don't think you like it. I think you probably think it's over the top, to use your phrase from earlier.
actually, I don't think that it's over the top.
Okay.
I just enjoy seeing people in their wedding dresses. I mean, if it's a
Interesting.
beautiful dress, I want to see you in it more than just the
Hmm.
ceremony. And so I can understand if it's a restrictive dress, like maybe cut in a certain way, very tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love to look at wedding dresses. I don't know. Usually when they change,
Hmm.
the second, third, and fourth dress don't have the wow factor. So I don't know. I just look forward to seeing them in their wedding dress, hopefully
Hmm.
the whole night. I can understand like adjusting the train and doing what you need to do there.
Hmm.
But girl, I want to see you in that dress all night, put all that effort into it. And
That's
it just
true.
has the wow factor. A lot of the um reception style dresses, of course, they're shorter. They just give me like cocktail style,
Hmm.
which I think they're going maybe for comfort.
Hmm.
But also, I have seen some that were also just as dramatic.
Yes.
But from what I've seen in person, usually it's more of like a cocktail style dress, just so that they're more comfortable. But I don't know, girl, wear that thing all night.
I should say, I don't care about your comfort, girl. Let me
Yes.
see you in this white dress.
Especially
But
if it's like a really like ornate or really pretty one.
mhm.
Yeah, I want to see you in it. So
So the ones that I've seen have been where they change into dresses that also have a wow factor, but it's like, I don't think you need a third one, right? So I saw one recently where they came into the reception in their dress and then went out and changed into a beautiful gown. And then at some point they went out and changed again into another beautiful gown. But I'm just like, I don't I don't understand why. I think for me, my feeling is once I'm in that reception, I'm in there. I'm not about to be leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back just to show clothes. But that's my own like personal opinion, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like a comfortable reception dress just
Mhm.
because I think you should enjoy that night. You should enjoy like dancing. And sometimes the dresses do restrict you from doing all the movement that you want to do. Or if it's like a bigger dress, you can't be as close to people or people might be stepping, you know. So I like a reception dress, but I do think if you do a reception dress, like let it be pretty. Don't like dull it down so much.
Yeah, to where it blends in and looks like you're a wedding guest.
Or like you're one of the staff members working.
Oh, not the staff.
No, because like sometimes people are just like,
Yeah.
I really need comfort. And so that's what I'm doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my
Yeah.
preference.
I remember having my dress taken in and specifically telling the seamstress or tailor
Yeah.
to give me more room so that I could be comfortable. I could dance and just be in my dress all night.
Mhm.
But I specifically remember asking for that and not having it so tight where I'm like, I can barely move my little legs.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So my next thing is so you know when people are doing the first dance and they like do the clouds or the I guess it's a smoke machine, but it looks
Mhm.
like just like clouds. So yeah, that's my next trend that you have to guess whether I like or hate.
I'm going to say you don't like it. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I would think that you may think it's just a little cheesy. It's giving maybe club vibes, or I'm just trying to think of where I see it used.
Mhm.
A Cirque du Soleil concert. I don't know.
Cirque du Soleil concert.
Or a Cirque du Soleil performance. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
Yeah.
I can't think of other times where it's used. Maybe the ballet, like theatrical
Yeah.
performances. So at a wedding, I don't know, you may think it's a little cheesy.
So I don't like it. You're right. I tried to present it as neutral as possible so you wouldn't know which side I would take. But yeah, it's not my favorite, and I don't know why. Maybe it is a little bit cheesy, but I do think I don't know the purpose of it. I guess to look pretty, but it doesn't look all that great to me. So yeah, that's the thing. But of course, if that's something that you want and you dream of, like I get it. It looks dreamy and people enjoy that look and feel for their special day. So by all means, go for it. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying people shouldn't do it. I'm just saying it's not my cup of tea.
I think it's to set the vibe, the ambiance. It's giving Disney princess
Oh, maybe.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also not a Disney princess type person. Like my favorite Disney movie is Mulan. So I'm
Mm,
not a like Beauty and the Beast or Cinderella or that type
yeah.
of
I
girl.
think it's to create this princess
Look
vibe.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
people do it with I guess the sparklers as well. So I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, you guys have a lot going on here just to be dancing for like a minute or so. But okay.
Mm, okay. Well, my next one, and this I think applies more to the wedding party, not
Okay.
so much the wedding guests, because I've only seen videos of just like it going wrong with the wedding parties, but it's people, I guess, pushing the envelope on taking their pictures in unique but dangerous places.
Mm.
And I bring this up, well, one, because, I had a destination wedding, and
Hmm.
looking back, after I've watched all these wedding fail videos, I realized that something that we did that maybe wasn't the best idea, but
I know exactly
thank
what you're
God it worked out. But we took pictures, we got married on a beach, and there were this like cliff rocks.
saying.
And we
Hmm.
got these gorgeous pictures up there. Thankfully, we didn't get water on us, we didn't slip and fall. But looking back, we should not probably have done that, because since then I've watched so many wedding fail videos that involve people like decks collapsing that are over
Hmm.
water. And when I say a deck, not a pier that's reinforced, but maybe like they're getting married at a lake house. And then
Mhm.
they're like, oh, everyone, all the wedding party, come take a picture on the deck. And it just, the whole thing collapses and the whole wedding party falls in the water. Or they're like leaning over something and then they all fall off. And not,
Yeah.
people aren't dying per se, but just, yeah, I think you already know how I feel.
Yes. Okay.
I just, I want people to not do that. You could get lucky like I did.
Look, even though I did it, I don't want y'all to do it.
Because it could go really well and you can have beautiful pictures,
Yeah.
or you may end up in your clothes are soaked or someone's hurt.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a no for me.
I probably wouldn't be getting married around the water anyway, so I'm very much a land person. So yeah, I mean, with the rocks, I did think that was very dangerous at your
It
wedding.
was.
I think but I would risk it if I went through all this trouble of having a destination wedding and they're right there. I would at least try,
Yeah.
to get the picture. So I see why people do it. And then if it does fail, put it up on YouTube and get some views. I guess like let it be worth something.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I definitely get it. But even when people haven't been around water, I've seen so many videos of just, I don't know if it's people are trying to trend or they just want to get the right angle, or I don't know, but
Yeah.
I guess you'll just have laughs if it does go
Yeah.
left to look back on.
Exactly. I'm trying to figure out which one I should do next. But okay, I'll say this. The wedding cakes that come down from the ceiling.
Mm, I'm going to say it's a no for you.
Okay. I feel like I've been giving a lot of no's. But yes, you're right. It's a no for me because why? Is that a thing? Like I guess for shock value, but
It
I'm
is.
also not a shock value person. So it's like, okay, why are we why does the cake need to be in the sky? Like, is it getting cut up there and coming down already like pre-cut? Like what is going on? So yeah, it's just another thing that I don't like.
Well, for me, I don't mind it. Yeah, I've been to a wedding where they had the cake suspended and
Mhm.
it was definitely shocking the first time I saw it in
Yeah.
person. And I just kept sitting there thinking, like, how are they gonna cut the cake? How is
And
this
that's
gonna
the
work?
thing, like maybe the first time, yeah, it is shocking. It's like, oh, that's cool, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I can be very funny about things that don't necessarily have a purpose towards the day. And so that's why I'm like, it wouldn't be for me. But yeah.
I think the way I've seen it is they use it just as another suspended decorative piece in the room. And so
Mm,
like, yeah, it's a cake, but like I've seen it with flowers around it. It's just like another decorative piece. And for the people who get married in just like a traditional hotel ballroom, you really have to,
spruce it up a little bit.
yeah, because if you don't have the flowers, the lighting, the decor, the hanging stuff, then it feels like you're at a conference. So I could appreciate it from that perspective of like, oh, it's just another decorative piece.
Hmm.
I don't know that the cakes are always edible. I think they're just literally for
Yeah.
decoration, and then they have the actual cake in the
Mm,
back. So
okay.
yeah.
So I guess, but no, it's still it's a lot for me. But again, if people want to do it, I think that's wonderful. Do
Okay.
do what you want. Like have the event that you want. Everything's not for everybody.
Yeah. All right. So my next one is having a very lively MC. And so, yeah, I think pretty much all the weddings I've gone to have had an MC, or at least a wedding coordinator was
Hmm.
guiding people about what was coming next.
Hmm.
So, yeah, a lively MC.
I think I think you don't like that, but you tried to spin it so that I would think that you did.
I'm gonna say I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
I like it too,
yeah,
honestly.
I like it because I feel like when sometimes the MC, especially if you go to a bigger wedding,
Hmm.
it's hard to keep everyone engaged if you're super spread out or if it's just a lot of people. So you need someone to kind of guide people on this is going on, that's going on. Even if you're
Hmm.
way in the back, you still feel like you're included.
Hmm.
So I like how it just kind of keeps the energy upbeat. Now, I will say I've seen a few times where MCs, I think, I don't know if they thought it was their concert or what, but they've either said some really off the wall stuff, but I would say like 90% of it was good.
Yeah.
And it kept the energy higher. I feel like the weddings where they didn't have an MC that was hype enough,
Hmm.
it just felt like, okay, like the energy just wasn't there as
Interesting.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But only at bigger weddings, at least like bigger receptions where if you're sitting in like a certain area in the room, unless you're like really close to what the bride and groom is, you
Yeah.
maybe don't know what's going on. You can't see as much.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're
and
talking like 500, like more than
I would
a
say
100.
like 200 to 300, even
Mm,
depending on how big, how much everything is spread out. But I've
I
been
can
to
see
even
that.
bigger ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
can
you
see.
definitely need someone to keep us hype, even if we way
Yeah.
over there.
Okay. All right. Cool. So the next one I have is like over the top floral designs.
Hmm.
Yeah, like suspended floral designs, or like even at the tables where people are eating, like just having like
Hmm.
these massive floral things in the middle.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's my next thing.
Okay. Uh, I'm going to say that you like it, but you wouldn't pick it for yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I literally wrote down, it's like, when you go and see Christmas lights in the neighborhood
Hmm.
and you drive by, you're like, oh, their Christmas lights look so good, but I know their light bill high. Like that. That's the kind of, I love to see it for other people. I admire it. I think it's wonderful. It's probably not me. I'm pretty simple, but it is just very pretty to see.
Yeah, I love going to a wedding, not mine,
Mhm.
other people, where they've invested a lot in the florals. It's just so beautiful. I love going to weddings like that.
And you said it right. Definitely is an investment. Flowers cost so much.
Yeah, but I will say if you like the weddings that I've gone to where say in like a hotel
Hmm.
and they don't have windows, maybe so
Yes.
I just feel like the flowers just like brighten it up so much. And I've gone to a wedding where literally I walked in and it was just jaw dropping the floral. But it was darker inside because it didn't have windows and
Yeah.
it was also at nighttime too. So even if they had windows, you wouldn't have been able, much light wouldn't have been coming in anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love looking at other people's floral arrangements at
Floral
weddings.
designs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty. Very pretty.
I'm just like, oh, who took the time to pick out all the
I mean, those people, it's literally art. I can't
yeah.
even, my like artistically challenged self, like I can't even imagine putting all of that together. So I'm always in awe of people putting things together that way.
And how they keep it alive too. Like
Right.
because
Right.
it's most weddings are 8 hours, but you have to buy it, prep it.
Yes.
You go get hydrangeas from Trader Joe's, they could barely make it home. So my next one is having a themed wedding or rehearsal dinners. But I'm gonna more so focus on a themed wedding. So like a masquerade,
Hmm.
disco, circus.
Hmm.
Apparently this is a thing now.
Yeah. So someone sent me a save the date and it was like Harry Potter. And I was like, is the wedding gonna be Harry Potter too? Or is it just the save the date? Uh, I'm gonna say you don't love it.
Yeah, I can't say that I love it. I've never been to a themed wedding, so maybe I just need to go to one and
Yeah.
my eyes will be open.
A masquerade ball doesn't sound awful. but
No.
Harry Potter does.
Yeah, yeah, maybe I just need to go to one and
Yeah.
see. Maybe I don't know. Masquerade, I think I could get with. Disco, maybe. Circus, I don't know.
Circus is a little bit much. Even disco for like the actual wedding, I don't know.
Yeah, I maybe even a rehearsal dinner or a vow renewal
Hmm.
party I could see, but I don't know. If I go to a wedding, I want the wedding vibes.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I definitely
Yeah.
feel you on that. But people, somebody had a vampire themed, and I was like, okay, you're doing a lot right now. Like, come on. This is like, I understand like Winter Wonderland or the Masquerade Ball or something formal-ish, but yeah, I vampire, that's a bit much, I think. All right, my next one is actually a hairstyle that I've seen quite a bit, and it's I don't know if they do lace fronts, but I think they are,
Hmm.
and it's literally where there's like the hair is swooped across the front a little bit, and then there's a bun in the back.
I've
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah. So that's the trend. I don't know if it's even
Okay.
a trend, but that's something that I've seen. So yeah.
I'm gonna say you love it.
Okay. I think this
Yeah.
is the first one you gotten wrong.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that you'd wear it for yourself. I don't think I've ever even seen you in a swooped hairstyle.
really?
Maybe in braids, but your own hair, no.
So here's my thing. I don't mind the swoop hairstyle and I don't mind the bun. I think a lot of the ones that I've seen, the hair looks almost plastic. So
Oh
it's like
yeah.
really shiny, maybe lace front, and then it's like always curled in the same like precise way. It's just I don't like seeing everybody with that same hairstyle. But I
Mhm.
think it could also be because I am like a natural, like I do natural hair. But I've even seen some of the natural girls like on their day opt for that hairstyle, and I'm like,
It's very popular.
yeah. And so
Mm.
I don't love that. The style itself is fine, like a swoop with a bun. I think is very
Mhm.
beautiful, but yeah, just it kind of looks plasticky to me.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I'm not like a huge fan of it. And I've seen it in so many different people's like pictures. I'm like, why this one hairstyle and why so shiny?
Mhm. All right. Well, this is my last one.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any more, but something I've been noticing is that people will have like their reception,
Hmm.
but no ceremony on the same day, but they're not like eloping or they didn't get married like before. So like the wedding and the ceremony are on the same day, but they have like a private ceremony and then it's like a big party, but it's the same day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm trying to read you. I think you so they have the private ceremony and then the reception later, and it's a bigger reception.
It's yeah, it's the same day. Yeah.
I think you might like this one because it seems like the ceremony would be like small and intimate, and then the reception is like a party. So I want to say you like it. I don't know.
I'm gonna say, okay, this one is tricky. I am definitely the person for small weddings. I had a smaller wedding.
Hmm.
I like the idea of it being more intimate, more close. Um, Hopefully, you know everyone there if it's small. Like sometimes weddings can just get so big and people start inviting people and you
Parents
got rent.
invite their yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I can understand you maybe not wanting that at your ceremony,
yeah. Hmm.
but I would say this isn't for me. I
Okay.
would, for this to be for me, I would just put the ceremony on a different day. I wouldn't do it on the same day and then say like, oh yeah, the party is at this time, but then like we already got married earlier.
Mm,
If I were having it the same day, I would just say, okay, everyone can come, only because it's the same day and not before. So
Okay.
yeah, I would say it wouldn't be my first pick to do it that way, only because it's so close together, and I wouldn't want to have to explain to people, even though you might say like, oh, I don't care. But I would care if I said like, oh yeah, Samaria, you can come to the reception, but you know, the ceremony, even though it was the day of, you know, yeah.
So I've experienced that, and it was actually the example that I gave at the beginning, but or the like answer to my question at the beginning, but it was like a morning one for maybe like close family, and then later on it was like the young people's party type of thing, you know, like for elderly family members, they come to the morning, see the ceremony, all of that, and then later on the turn up crew.
Yeah.
And there were like enough hours in between where it wasn't like right after, and you know, you kind of got a break. But I've also seen the opposite, where people open up the ceremony and okay, well, only a handful of you guys can come to the reception, because I think that cuts costs. Yeah, you gotta feed all those people if they're coming to the reception.
Like, dang, I can't come to the party.
Right. And so I think honestly, if it were me and someone said, oh, you can come to the ceremony but not the reception, I probably wouldn't go, because it's like, why am I coming for a 30-minute ceremony? Like,
I think if they're on different days, or maybe like you said, like far enough apart,
yes,
to where it's like, even like, oh, we had to drive over here to get to the other place.
Exactly.
That I kind of understand, no matter if you say you're only invited to the ceremony but not the reception, and vice versa. It's just when they're on the same day, they're close together, they're in the same place or whatever, I think that's when things kind of get a little, I don't know. I just wouldn't have to want to explain to people.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like it would just be weird.
Okay. I do have one last one, and I'm sure you're going to figure out how I feel about this the second that I say what it is.
I mean, maybe I don't know you at all.
Well, please. But it's the whole Garter retrieval situation, where the bride sits on the chair and then I guess the groom goes under her dress to get the garter.
Not always. Sometimes she just, you know, puts it up, but okay. I guess if you really, I don't know.
Most seen of the ones I've seen, like he has to retrieve it.
Yeah. I'm going to say this is a no for you, because you're not a PDA, I feel like,
at all
person. So I think you would like it if it's done tastefully, not like Olajuwon and Katina from Married at First Sight. You would be mortified.
I would.
But yeah, it's a no for you.
Absolutely. I do not like everybody's gonna be looking, and what it's just thinking about it has me cringing.
That is so funny. I'm trying to remember mine. It was tasteful.
Yeah, I don't remember yours, which is good, because if it wasn't anything
too crazy. I mean, it was cute, sexy, but classy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just feel like sexy shouldn't be done in front of other people. I'm completely against. Not against, but I'm just not a huge fan of those types of displays. So.
Yeah, I've been to weddings where they've opted out of that. They didn't even do it.
And at the end of the day, like this is these people's wedding, so they can do whatever they want. Like they're a married couple, whatever. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of it. I have an honorable mention, and that was the bejeweled bouquet. Yeah.
I'm gonna say no for you on that.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I feel like those got really popular. And then they went away. I've seen it done really nice before. Also, like that you can save it. You could display it if that's, you know, your style. But yeah, I wouldn't go. That wouldn't be my first pick.
Yeah, if I had a bouquet, like it's going in the trash. Like
Yeah.
don't even bother doing too much for me because it's like it's literally it's for pictures and that's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all that I have. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Girlfriends and Goals podcast. You've heard our thoughts on this topic, but we'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at Girlfriends and Goals podcast, where we'll continue this conversation over the next week. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and do that now. And don't forget to rate, review, and share. Until next time, bye.
Bye.